So here we are at eclipse time. Can you imagine? We finally made it. And in this week's podcast, I want to talk about something that's so crucial to the fact that we are having the second of two new moons in Virgo in a row. And this second one is a solar eclipse. And the message I really want to drive home to you is no matter what you're doing with your life right now, most of us have to work. If you have to work, I want you to remember you are worthy of meaningful work, okay? That's such an important theme for this Virgo eclipse, this second new moon in Virgo, which also happens to be an eclipse. Eclipses are resets, they're restarts, and it's really a time to have a look and see if you've been stopping yourself from reaching your full potential, if you've been standing in the way of your purpose, and if you are ready to now start to make some changes in your life, because there is never a better time to make changes in your life than at the time of an eclipse. And in fact, funnily enough, it's actually true that in some ways at the time of an eclipse, things are inevitable. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you can see I'm in a hotel room, and that's because I'm doing a course that Hay House has organised. And I know for me, it's a restart in some ways. I won't go into what it's about, but what I will say is if you are ready to make a restart in your life, now is the time. So a solar eclipse is a turbocharged, super-powered new moon. And that means, so there are some people who go, oh, new eclipse, I must hide away. I mustn't make it set any intentions, or at the full moon eclipse, oh, I mustn't put my crystals out to be charged by the eclipse. I don't agree with that philosophy at all. The thing is, traditionally, people did not know eclipses were coming, okay? They were surprised when an eclipse came and suddenly the skies grew dark and the birds stopped chirping and the dogs started barking. And after that, everyone blamed anything negative which transpired on that fateful day where the skies went dark. Nowadays, every man and his dog knows that there's an eclipse, not least because astrology has become so popular these days, which is great, that all the newspapers, at least here in the UK, the Daily Mail doesn't let an eclipse go past without doing at least one double-page spread. People know when there are eclipses. In the States, there was an eclipse, the Great American Eclipse, I think it was last year, and, there was an industry around this. We know when eclipses are. We are no longer surprised by them. We no longer need to fear them. I truly believe that a lot of the fear around eclipses grew up from people not knowing what to expect. And then the fact is that sometimes the skies do grow dark, depending on where you are in the world. And if it's a full eclipse, which this one isn't. So it's a solar eclipse, and it's in the sign of Virgo, which is the sign of service and routines and healing and contribution. I've actually just been working on a masterclass, a free masterclass, which you've probably heard me talking about or maybe not. It's for anyone who wants to change their job. So if you hate your job and you want something better, or you love your job but you just want more money, or you're a healer and you want to scale your business, expand your business, and I should say this is for people who work in the sort of spiritual field or would like to work as a healer, or who are yoga teachers, or who would like to be a coach, a spiritual guide, whatever, anything that along those lines. I am doing this free masterclass at the moment, and we have been talking about the fact that we all have all 12 signs in our chart somewhere. So if you'd like to change your job and you'd like to know where this eclipse is taking place for you, then I strongly recommend that you come to the masterclass. And if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, all you have to do is comment moon call below, moon call, or go to mooncalling.com. So yeah, Virgo, service, routines, healing, contribution, grounded energy. It's an earth sign, and the solar eclipse can bring transformation. So let me ask you a question. Do you feel you are living your purpose through your work? And if not, do you wish that you were? Okay. Are you living your purpose through your work? And if not, do you wish that you were? Now, of course, not everybody is going to live their purpose through their work, you know. Some people would just have jobs that pay the bills and they're more than happy with that. But careers, jobs, professions, work is a really good way to be able to tap into living your purpose for at least 8 hours a day. I believe that my purpose on earth, my professional purpose on earth, is to help people understand that they are way more powerful than they realize. And once you start to work with moonology, you will start to recognize your own powers. Okay, it just becomes obvious. So, you know, that I do have a purpose which ties into my work. I also believe I have certain personal purposes, which I won't go into. But if you would like to be living your purpose through your work, now is the time to make those changes. And like I said, if you want to come to my free masterclass, which is all about this and about learning about your chart and understanding where your talents and skills and limitations lie in your astrology chart based on your time, date and place of birth, just comment moon call below. It actually starts today, so you're not too late. In fact, you are just in time. Okay, so this eclipse is also triggering Saturn, which is another reason why I chose to do the masterclass now, because we've got Virgo, which is about service, and I'm teaching about doing a job that will be where you will be of service to the world, to the community, to society. But also it's taking place opposite Saturn, and Saturn is the work planet. Okay, it's the planet of responsibility, discipline, fear, and it's literally the planet of career and ambitions. Okay, so taking place opposite the sun, this new moon is either going to bring up tensions between what you want to do to be of service and what you actually have to do in order to make that happen, for example, or it can be what you need to put your dearest desires about what you would like to do for yourself in your career, in your profession, in your work, in your job, and to make that real. Saturn is the planet that makes things real, okay? So questions that could be coming up for you at this point in the year as we have this second new moon in Virgo, which also is an eclipse and which is also opposite Saturn, are things like, am I good enough? You know, Saturn is going to Virgo, and Virgo already doubts itself. There's already a sort of doubting energy. If you doubt yourself, now you know exactly why you need to guard against that, because self-doubt is what kills manifestation. You know, can I really step up? Do you really feel you can? Do you feel confident? Are you able to fake it till you make it? And are you sabotaging your own worthiness? Are you just letting yourself talk yourself out of doing whatever you would like to do? The message that I would like to give you today under this new moon in Virgo, it's there on the screen if you're watching this rather than listening. You are worthy. Okay, Virgo has a self-deprecating quality. It's very self-critical. It's critical of others, but it's also critical of itself. Okay, and Saturn can also make us doubt ourselves. So take this message that you are worthy. We are all worthy of our dearest dreams. Okay, a couple of things that this eclipse is inviting us to do. It's reminding us that we don't have to be perfect, okay? One of the things, I don't know if I mentioned, I'm here in this hotel because I'm doing a Hay House event this weekend. There's just for authors. We've got a special teacher talking to us. And she's been talking today about how we don't have to be perfect. You know, I've already taken off all my makeup and then I thought, oh my God, I want to do the podcast. I'm just doing it. Okay, so I don't look perfect, but I am being of service. I'm trying to help anyone who's catching this video to remind you that if you want to change your life, now is the time. Okay. Another invitation from this eclipse is to release self-sabotage and doubts, because they are literally what are stopping you from living your best life. You know, we all come here with a plan. People think, who am I to have a plan? You know, who am I to be someone special? We are all special, every single one of us. You've probably heard the fact about how no two snowflakes are alike. Well, no two people are alike. Everybody has their own personal gifts, okay? And it's really a question of, are you going to use your gifts? Okay, and so Virgo is all about being of service. Virgo wants to help. Virgo is here to help. Okay, so now is the time to step into more meaningful work and align with your soul gifts if that is something you would like to do. Okay, and it's very, very much a reset time. The eclipse is like a reset button. All right, so looking at the moonology of it, every new moon is about intentions, okay? Every new moon is about getting clarity on what we want and setting intentions. And even if you don't believe in moonology, it will help you to once a month sit down and work out what your intentions are, okay? And you will start to manifest whatever it is you want to manifest. But wait, there's more. Because this is a solar eclipse, a new moon eclipse, this is an amplification. Okay, it's an amplified wish portal. So whatever else you do, make sure you make some new moon wishes. And if you can make them around whatever it is you want to do for yourself for work or how you want to serve the world, so much the better. Ask for guidance about how to get work or service that is aligned with your soul, okay? The new moon eclipse is such a powerful time and it reveals what needs to be seen. Things come out of the shadows. It highlights what's been in the shadows. So now is the time to look at that shadow and ask yourself, why am I not doing work which feels aligned with my soul? If that's something you want to do, again, there are some people who are perfectly content to, work in an ice cream parlor and just have a great time, and maybe that aligns with their soul purpose. And there are other people who say, no, I really want to write a book, or I really want to teach, or I really want to be a spiritual coach, or whatever. It's also a really good time now to have a look at your daily routines and think about routines that are going to heal and support you. Because of the Saturn influence here, it's also a really good time to start to get into some kind of discipline with these daily routines. So if you've just started going to the gym, for example, you have a celestial support for continuing that. I've been lifting weights. So if you've just started lifting weights, very, very good for that. Also a fresh start in health and well-being, because it's a new moon eclipse in the sign of Virgo, which is all about alternative health. So if you've decided I need to change the way I'm living, I need to be healthier, now is the time to put that into action. So I wanted to give you some journaling prompts. So 3 for you. Number 1, what am I ready to stop sabotaging? What are you ready to stop sabotaging? Where are you sabotaging yourself or other people, and where are you ready to stop? What do you do that sabotages yourself? It might just be you've got really bad habits, very Virgo thing. It's all about routines. Maybe you need to change them. What about where do I need to claim my worth? Virgo is modest and chaste, okay? But maybe it's time for you to stand up for yourself. If this resonates, have a think about it. And now a really big one, and it's actually something I'm going to be tackling in the second lesson of my masterclass, which I'm talking about success. What would my life look like if I allowed myself to succeed? Try that in your journal. What would my life look like if I allowed myself to succeed? That's a big one. Can you feel it? It's a big one. Okay, so another thing to mention as well is that when we have an eclipse, it's such an important time. It's kind of important for us individually or personally, but it's also important for the collective, okay? So a reminder on a personal level, start to align meaningful work and daily habits that really support you. What is going to support you? Make some decisions now. Now is a turning point, okay? Where in your life do you want to go? Turn and face that direction. Virgo energy is very humble, okay? It's grounded and it's practical, and it is very, very worthy. So think about where in your life you need to be more humble, you need to be more grounded, you need to be more practical, and what routines, what daily unfoldings in your life are going to help you to become the person that you want to be. Because when you become the person that you want to be, you can start to live the life that you've always dreamed of. That's just how it works. And I know life can be difficult, and I know sometimes we go through stuff which throws us off our path, but guess what? Eclipses are here to throw us back onto the right path, okay? And also remember, as the world is in a bit of tumult right now, the new moon eclipse is a reset button, and it's a reminder to us to think about things like healing. You know, there's so much division in the world, and so much division coming from our leaders all over the world. I'm not pointing the finger anywhere, you know, and things happen, and it can be a chance to unite us all, or it can be a chance to drive us all further apart. Make a decision that you want healing. So even if the people around you are being divisive or divisive, as some people say, I say divisive, you say divisive. Even if the people around you are being divisive, aim for healing. Think about, what would this situation look like if it were healed? What would my life look like if it were healed? Okay, and start to bring visualizations of that into your consciousness and sit and meditate under this new moon eclipse, you know, and look for practical solutions. Virgo is nothing if not practical and keen to find a solution. Virgo is very much, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. What do you need? It's kind of that energy. And also, if you dare, look at how you can be of service to the world. What can you do for the world? And if you can't think that big yet, what can you do for your family? What can you do for your next door neighbour? What can you do for the people in your street? What can you do for the people in your community? What can you do for the people in the city where you live, or the city nearest to where you live? You know what I'm going to say next, don't you? What can you do for your country? Just go in steps. Virgo is very modest. It's not going to say, hey, I'm going to change the world in 5 minutes. Go in steps, because you are here on a mission. We are all here on a mission, you know? So now is the time to get conscious about your mission. Eclipse time is the cosmic reset time. So I am going to end the podcast in a minute, but just before I do that, I want to remind you about my masterclass, because I'm so excited about it. I actually just re-recorded all the lessons, because I did it and I loved it, but I just felt, oh my God, it's a little bit too much information. And this course I've been doing with Hay House, I literally just recorded all the episodes, all the lessons today, and I honestly think they are so much better. They are more cumulative, and I hope you are going to love them if you do them. I'm going to teach you how to mine your birth chart for your gifts. You will discover how to start or scale a spiritual business, and you'll be looking at how to align your work with your purpose at the perfect time for doing that. So as I said, if you're listening, go to mooncalling.com, and if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, just comment Moon Call below and we will send you an invitation. The masterclass is free for now. Once I've finished it, it's got 3 lessons in it. Once they're all broadcast, I'm going to turn it into a course that will be for sale. But in the meantime, you can get it for free. mooncalling.com or comment moon call below. And I just wanted to close with some kind of inspirational thought for you. And I think it's a really good one when we have the new moon eclipse in Virgo opposite Saturn. Okay? Know that you are worthy, and you always were, no matter what you've been through, no matter what has happened, no matter what people have said to you or done to you. You are worthy and you always were. And I'm going to ask you to just put your hands over your heart chakra, close your eyes, breathe in and out, and just repeat after me silently or out loud. I am worthy. I always was. We'll just do it again. I am worthy. I always was. All right, so release, reset, let go of doubts, step into the eclipse portal, into a work life or into a whole life that feels aligned. Make the most of it. This is the last eclipse of the year. Okay? Sending you lots and lots of love.